So our next speaker, he's a man of the people. He studied genetic engineering with Emory, and he focuses on sustainability. Please welcome up David Powell. Giving some appreciation.
How was that guy?
Yeah.
These things work pretty good. I just, I know why they asked me to talk. It's because I'm good at it. So I was thinking about how to follow that up. You know, I'm supposed to speak about, Ted asked me to speak about accountability and how do we make these unresponsive politicians and companies accountable. And I was speaking to a person yesterday, and I take the opportunity to speak to people whenever I can. I think our dogs met, so I decided I'd mention some things that were on my mind. And gee, I really didn't want to be here today. I'd rather be out walking my dog. Look at how beautiful it is, isn't it? I mean, can we just hear it one time for the weekend, right? For the weekend when we all want to be doing our thing. And but I thought, if I did that, then I wouldn't be an activist. And I learned a new word from that guy. I'd be a slacktivist. And that'd be somebody that talks about doing things but doesn't really do anything. And like signing a petition is taking action, right? Is signing a petition taking action? No, voting with your dollars is taking action. If you sign a petition against a pipeline and you go out and crank a gasoline car, you're a slacktivist. And if you go to the grocery store and buy GMOs after you've been here today, you're a slacktivist. So I thought about that a little bit. I thought about, well, how do we translate this to an idea to get accountability? This is a quantum leap from somebody that's decided to sit on their couch or walk their dog and not come here and speak. How do we get that to accountability? So I'm going to start with saying, I know these are my people. It's not it's a good number of people. It's a handful of people. Where are you all from? Where are you from? Who's from Atlanta? Who's from Fulton County? Who's from DeKalb County? DeKalb County? Okay, DeKalb County? Yeah. Clayton County, anyone? Okay, Clayton County. Henry County? Henry County, good, good. So we got, is there everybody from Georgia? We all from Georgia? Ah, that's great. Who's from Washington, D.C.? Oops. They didn't make it. The point I want to make is accountability is not going to start there. That's where it's going to stop. Accountability is going to start right here. Over in Hawaii, I don't know how many of you, do your little Google searches on GMOs and what's going on with Monsanto, but over in Hawaii, Monsanto is suing Hawaii, one of the islands, because they put a moratorium on GMOs.
Wow.
And so they're being sued, but they're not able to sue them in Washington. They have to go to Hawaii to sue them.
Wow.
So, yeah, well, so Monsanto's got to buy plane tickets to Hawaii for their attorneys. And the people in Hawaii are already there. Well, whose attorney bill is going to be higher? And they're fighting people that vote in Hawaii for elected officials there that place the moratorium. Now, ultimately, Monsanto is thousands of miles behind enemy lines across an ocean. If they have to come down to Atlanta, Georgia to fight us, how far are they from Washington, D.C.? the politics that they own. It's a long way. You can ask somebody like General Sherman, I think was his name, but it's a long way from Washington, D.C. to Atlanta, Georgia. So we know everybody here is from Atlanta metro area, from Georgia, the surrounding counties, from DeKalb County, Fulton County. How many people are here from City Hall? Where's Kwanzaa Hall? Like, yeah, long enough, he can probably hear me. He lives over here. He's a nice guy, Kwanzaa Hall. He's the city councilman for this district. My point is that here we are, we're the people, we're the voters, we're the people that vote with our dollars, and we also go and we vote. Well, we know when we go and vote for Washington, D.C., I don't even know if I'm going to bother. You know, I was worried about the fact that I'm an anarcho-capitalist, and they're asking me to talk about how to make government accountable. That definitely is a stretch. However, I know some people out there who have run for office locally. Now, anybody out there that's run for office in the state of Georgia, and I got a brother. Do I have a sister that ran for office? I'm looking for another brother. So it's me and Ted. Wow. Yeah, I ran for city council in 2001 against Debbie Starnes on an environmental platform. And you may not win, but that's not the point in running for office. And I look around and I see the number of people here today, and I realize if every single one of you ran for office on a non-GMO or a GMO labeling platform in the city of Atlanta or in Fulton County or in DeKalb County, there's enough people here that we'd have a person in every race. A long time ago I heard this phrase, and for a while I didn't understand it. It says, like, think globally, act locally. Well, I kind of detest the word globally, so I say think internationally. Globally is a word that kind of got taken over by some other people. So let's think internationally, but let's act locally. And we do have city races coming up. And I know somebody like Kwanzaa Hall, if you take it to him, you know, he and I have a decent relationship. You know, once in a while he tips me for playing trumpet. Kwanzaa Hall will be running again for one of the city offices. There's also a lady named Margaret Kaiser who has come out and said that she wants to make Atlanta a #1 solar city. And these people are the people that we either need to put our platform for GMO labeling in front of, or we need to run against them. It's that simple. Now, when I ran for council, it only cost $700 to qualify for that race. I think I spent a total of $1,700 on the campaign. I came in second. So it was a long time ago. I didn't run against Kwanzaa, I ran against Debbie Starnes. I don't know what Mr. Metz spent on his state race, but the fact that he's able to get up in a debate and present his ideas to all the voters in the state of Georgia alongside the two major parties, that's significant. And if we really want GMO labeling in the city of Atlanta, now, I'm one of those people that says, well, to me, voting with my dollar, that's the way I'm going to go. I'm going to go not only to the organic grocery, I'm going to go to some place like Kroger, major corporation, and I'm going to buy at a Simple Truth organic potatoes. Because they're on the shelf. And I can go into Kroger and vote with my dollars. And that's the main way to do it. But if we want to get the labeling on there so that all these other people know that something's got GMO in it, and that force the corporations to come clean and really have accountability, that's going to start here. That's going to start with a group of people that are right here in our activism. And if we don't do it, then our brothers in arms in Hawaii out there are fighting the only front. Now, what happened, and you know, I don't really care what your ideas on this issue are, one side or the other, but what happened on the medical marijuana side? That's an argument that all the main battles have been fought at the state and local levels now, so far. And who's losing? Washington, D.C. So it's not the big war in Washington that we should be interested in. We're the ground troops right here. This is where we're going to fight our battle. And we're winning right now. We're getting more and more people aware every year. You know, when I was first asked to speak for this group, it was about, you know, the science of what the genetic engineering was. And I realized that now, since that maybe 2 years ago, it's really changed a lot in how aware people are that they're using viruses to splice these genes in. They're not even sure about the viruses they're using to do this. This literally is tampering with technology that's not very well understood, making enormous assumptions about science that are not safe. But when we were studying this in 1981, we thought it would be kept in a laboratory. And they're putting it in seeds and they're putting it out in the pollen. This is something we never thought they would do. We thought this was totally outside scientific ethics to do this. So this is one of the reasons why I speak. But I think now, coming around, our job is to get everyone that we know aware of how dangerous that is. We call it Frankenfood. Frankenstein's monster was made out of pieces all from different humans. He didn't go out and get parts out of like bacteria and splice it into Frankenstein. So it's worse than Frankenstein's monster. The Frankenfood is beyond that. It's really something that we're tampering with. So far, everything we know about genetics is that it is conservative. It tries very hard. Nature tries very hard to maintain discrete and organized individual species. The idea that you take something from one species and put it in another one that's out of a different family, this is a very big step. And it's a very risky step. And it doesn't matter how small the risk is, because the numbers that we're talking about, even if it's 1 chance in a billion, if you plant 2 fields of alfalfa that are genetically engineered, you've already guaranteed more than 2 or 3 billion genetic transactions. So it's going to happen. So we know all that. So accountability here on the local level, if we had a resolution in the city council, if we had a resolution at the state level to ban GMO foods or to get GMO foods labeled, those are the kinds of things that we can work on, and that's where accountability is going to start in Georgia. So I'm just going to leave you with that. It's up to us.